Hi, my name is Wycliffe Ongori. I'm the Secretary General of Kenya Hockey Union, and recently I was re-elected to the position, for which I thank the hockey fraternity for having confidence in me. The elections were held in April this year, and I was overwhelmingly re-elected. Thanks for the question. Kenya Hockey Union runs about 6 leagues, including the Masters League, and we are quite proud of what is happening at the moment because we have 2 Premier Leagues for men and women, we have 2 Super Leagues, men and women, and we have 3 national leagues across the country, Western, Eastern, and Central, and then we have the big one, the latest kid on the block, the Masters League. So those are our activities this year, 2025. And they've gone fairly well, except for the fact that we have not completed the leagues due to reasons that we can discuss as this conversation goes on. The league, of course, when we have like 76 teams across the leagues. And when you grow, there are other challenges that will come along. When we used to have like 15 to 20 teams, of course the competition was higher because then the best used to come through. When you have more, it means that the geographical spread is there, because we have teams playing in Kapsabet, we have teams playing in Migori, we have teams playing in Kisii, we have teams playing in Central. I noticed that somewhere around Water, there is a team that is in Ukambani. We have another team playing around Kirinyaga, and it just means that the game is growing, meaning something right is happening within the hockey space. Now, about competitiveness, now because you have teams that are far-flung and geographically spread, it also means that you lose some level of control. Yeah, remember, and allow me to just go back and tell you, when we were elected into office 2017, we had only 6 counties. As we are speaking today, we have 19 counties and counting. Yeah, that growth, of course, comes with its own challenges, and that is what has led to, for lack of a better word, what you called reduction in competitiveness. But this will be taken care of with time, because as the game grows, the cream will always get to the top of the leagues. Yeah, good question. Good question. All those are challenges that leadership of any sports organization has to face, and you must be willing to tackle the issues as they come. If it's numbers, we are happy. Like I said, we are extremely excited that we have 76 teams. We are actually looking forward to getting 100 teams and counting. So it means that something right is happening within the sport of hockey. If it's competitiveness, like I've said, definitely initially, before you get coaches to the grassroots as expected, challenges will be there, but we are working towards getting coaches and umpires brought up to speed so that they can go down to the grassroots to ensure that the sport grows where it's supposed to, at the grassroots. Sustainability, of course, I mean, the fact that there are 76 teams and they are able to participate, all that requires, and I want to introduce the masters here, all that is required is proper leadership and management. Allow me to bring in masters, because why did we bring in masters? We brought in masters specifically to address certain salient issues within the Kenyan space. We realized that when players get into their 34, 35, 36, that is when they are really working towards their professional careers. And that is when they are really aspiring to get to the C-suite. That kind of a person is well endowed with skills to manage. Now, whatever you manage in the professional line and whatever you can easily transfer it to clubs, and hence the birth of masters. What does masters do? Masters brings in the older guys to be fit and to keep going. But importantly, it brings the older guys back to the sport they love, where they will share their experience, management skills, and leadership skills to manage clubs. To that extent, I believe, it is my belief strongly, that then and then only will we sustain the number of teams that are growing. Yes, exactly. And back to my point, the Masters teams, if you look at them, when we are holding the Masters tournaments, you look at the guys who are around, they look happy, they look satisfied, they look assured, they look confident of themselves, meaning career-wise or family-wise, they've achieved what they wanted to achieve. With a little bit of more engagement with them, and we've started an engagement. Remember, the Masters team went to the World Cup in Cape Town without funding. They actually funded themselves. Recently, they were in Joburg sometime in October this year, which I couldn't go because of a few reasons, personal reasons, but I was set to go. The point here is this: once you engage the Masters team and you bring them closer, and as they are working with clubs, the next big thing that they will get involved in is how the national teams are run. Once we get them on board, for me, it's a matter of time before we get the national teams to benefit from the link between Kenya Hockey Union and the Masters League. It is just a matter of time. I am certain that they know the right people in corporate circles whom we want to tap to bring into the sport of hockey. So for me, it's just a matter of time. Remember, and let me probably enlighten you about the Masters League. The Masters League allows people up to 80 years, 80 years to play hockey, which I'm aspiring to. So you'll see me around. If you thought I was going to leave in the next short while, sorry, I intend to play in the Masters World Cup until I am 80 years. I saw this in Cape Town last year and I was impressed. So what are we saying? Imagine, I've stopped working. I am financially stable. With my friends, we are financially stable. Isn't it only good news for hockey? Yeah, and that is the point. Aren't we telling people, especially the younger ones who are coming in, my son included, who was just in the under-21 team recently, that you have 60 plus years to play this sport? Don't you think people will invest more time and more money into this sport? Aren't we bringing families back into this sport? Yeah, and with families, of course, what does it mean? Sponsors will want to start thinking about how do we get ourselves involved in the sport of hockey. So for me, everything is looking up, and I'm really excited about the next 5, 10, 15 years in this sport, whether I'm in office or not. Yes, what I know, and I'm not exactly very close to NOC, because my president and deputy are in NOC, the deputy of Kenya Hockey Union, or rather his deputy. What I know is the grant will be spread over 4 years, so they'll be given about $12,500 per year, and we intend, as a union, to use it specifically to boost the national teams with major focus to the ladies. Yeah, we intend to bring in whatever level of coaching we need, and we intend to use what we can to ensure that the ladies and the national teams benefit greatly, wholly, yeah, in this grant, and just to ensure that we are up to speed. Of course, we increased the number of teams by about 15 across the country, which is a plus. We got very many pitches. Like I told you, we got water. We never used to play hockey in water, which is deep in Ukambani. We got Kirinyaga. There's a pitch there. It's actually in between a primary school and a secondary school, which is another plus for us because of the junior secondary school issue that is coming within the country, and many other pitches that have come up. I know Narok has a pitch and they have a team there. Migori opened a new team. Lakers in Kisumu opened 2 teams, and for us that is really growth. If you go to Western, we know that Jaguars have opened a second team, or have allowed a second team to come through. Everything looks up this year, and we just need to sustain it into 2026. Now, importantly, what about the national team? The national team went to Egypt, and the ladies finished with a bronze medal, and the men finished on they were outside the podium by one position. And frankly, I happened to be around in the later part of the tournament. Looking around, I think it was a case of missed opportunities. And that to me is the rundown of what happened, because the ladies had a good chance of getting to play South Africa, whom they held to 0-0. And I can tell you, the ladies, there was all the hope that we will go for the gold medal during that tournament. For the men, other than a few tidbits here and there which we need to sit down and investigate the position, we believe if we just sit down with them and the management and the coaches and the leadership, we can get the men back to the medal bracket. It is all there for us to take. Like I said, it was lost opportunity. The other bit also is our under-21 did not qualify for the World Cup. Again, for me, that is another great lost opportunity. We are doing our forensic analysis, what could have happened, and we hope by the end of probably February next year, we'll have come up with a way forward. Well, yeah, I'll tell you, allow me to be a prophet of hope this time. We are looking forward to make sure that this turf is replenished. At bare minimum, we want to get the turf back. Forget about the buildings, forget about the infrastructure at the moment, but bare minimum, we have this great hope and we have found a way. We want to get this turf replenished and changed. And we hope, working very closely with our partners, that is the Ministry of Sports, which have been very supportive of this sport. If we work very closely with them, we are also intending to work with the public and private sector. And you saw an organization called Elgon coming on board. And with, like I said, FIH and Africa Hockey, who have already given us 60% of the new turf, we know, we are certain we will replenish this turf. So please look out for that. That is one. Two, we intend to start honest and serious preparations for the Olympics. So to that extent, we want to start early preparations and to start preparing to not to just participate, but just to ensure that we give a good account of ourselves. In my mind, I have no doubt we have what it takes. All we need to do is to plan ourselves accordingly and we see what happens. But first things first, we want the pitch in some shape that we can use it. We hope with the new office, and I can tell you we've had about 3 meetings since we were elected. It looks like a very dynamic office. It looks like a very focused office. And I think the hockey fraternity should look forward to a great activity in 2026 and beyond, because I see a lot of goodwill coming through. Yeah, and we want to milk the Masters concept into benefiting clubs. We have a few ideas we are playing with, and we hope that with a little bit of support from ourselves and from without, we will get the Masters fueling the growth of hockey in this country. And at this point in time, kindly allow me to wish the hockey fraternity happy holidays, Merry Christmas, and a fulfilling and prosperous 2026. We hope to see you January 17th as my communication went out, and we hope to ensure to give you a great time in 2026. Thank you very much.